Hello and morning, beautiful people. So I was having breakfast this morning and I came up with this idea to make a video series focusing on each of the organs in our system so that we can help better understand what's going on and how to treat a particular organ if it's out of whack. This is according to Chinese medicine, of course, and I'm going to call this video series something like, is your energy funked up? And so today, the first one, I'm going to talk about the liver. So is your liver energy funked up? So I like to talk about and start with the liver because the liver I really see as the first line of defense. Generally, it's the first organ system that tends to go out of whack. And then if that's prolonged, other systems get involved. And the other thing I want to mention first up is that the way that we look at disharmony or liver function is not always correlated with Western biomedicine. So that is to say, if you recognize signs and symptoms that I may speak of, and therefore you're kind of thinking that your liver or your organ's out of whack, it's not necessarily going to come across in Western diagnoses. So a Western doctor may test and may not find anything, but yet in Chinese medicine you may have a disharmony. So they're not always connected. However, I like to think that Chinese medicine has a way of sensing or picking up on early signs of disharmony so that you can, self-manage, self-regulate or get treated. Because if the disharmony is prolonged, 6 months, years and years and years, then eventually it will turn into something a lot more serious, which a Western medical doctor can pick up on. So I find that this hopefully is helpful to you, is that you can pick up early signs and adjust them accordingly. So let's talk about the liver. The first thing I want to talk about and mention about the liver as a sign and symptom of disharmony, that your energy liver is funked up, is that you find it really hard to wake up in the morning. You find it really slow to get up, you feel really groggy in the head, really groggy in the body, and that your eyes are really hard to open. This is generally a sign that your liver energy is funked up because the liver energy is unable to distribute or is sluggish in distributing qi and blood through the system. So the main job of the liver energy or the liver is to distribute qi and blood throughout the body in a consistent, smooth, healthy way. So in Chinese medicine we call the liver the general of the army. And the general is in charge of distributing the qi, the blood, and also when all the, the distribution channels are open and the resources can be moved easily for the general, then the general is pretty happy and the liver will be happy. So there's a sign that liver energy may be funked up. If liver energy is good, generally the person wakes quite early, the eyes are easy to open, and there's that vision, that ultimate vision of springing out of bed ready for the day. So that's generally a sign of good liver energy, where the liver is nourished and the distribution of qi and blood is good. The other thing to mention about liver is that it does its best work between 1 and 3 a.m. in the morning. So this is when it's cleaning the blood and cleaning the system. So if we're asleep, in deep sleep during that time, that's ideal because that allows the full attention, the full energy to be focused on liver. However, if you're awake at that time, or you're staying up late, or you're even hitting it with booze at that time of night, then generally you're putting the liver on a bit of a back foot for the next day. So you're going to feel a bit heavy, a bit sluggish in the next day, generally. That's the sign. So there's a few things. That's the main thing I wanted to talk about the liver, is that it's just how you wake up in the morning is a general sign. And one thing that you can do to support liver as well, the liver loves movement. Because remember, it's about distribution of qi and blood, so circulation. So dancing, yoga, tai chi, qigong, running, swimming, exploring, adventuring, trekking, all these things that the liver loves that. It loves the expression of movement. And when the liver's happy, it's really easy to be calm. It's really easy to be relaxed when the liver is happy. When the liver is agitated or disharmonic, it's very easy to be frustrated. It's very easy to be angry. It's very easy to be pissed off. And that's, you know, road rage, and there's so much of that going on, frustration. It's really a common sign of liver disharmony. So exercise is one main thing you can do to help it, and of course the herbs and tea associated is dandelion root and milk thistle. That helps support liver function. And if you wake up, first thing in the morning is to have something nice and alkalizing and flushing for the system, for the liver. So lemon water is a common one, and I like to do like green tea, like a light green tea. That's the first thing I put in my body in the morning. So there's some tips. That is the liver. Is your liver energy funked up? If you have any questions, let me know. I didn't want to go into too many details. I just wanted to give you something to work with to begin with, especially if you're new to this Chinese medicine stuff. Yes, but if you want me to expand, then just leave a post or a comment somewhere, and I'll look at expanding. That's enough for now though, so thank you for staying with me. Hopefully that's helpful, and I'll see you next video, and I'll talk about another organ. Awesome, signing off, ciao.